Welcome to the Coaches Cartel. I'm Chris Dufay, and this is where us trainers, coaches, and fitness professionals build our dream businesses. We are going to give you the tools, the strategies, and the methods so you can get more clients and earn more money doing the work that you love and live with more freedom. This is only for you if you are a smart fitness professional and you want to be able to grow $100,000 a year to $1 million a year fitness business. Because let's be perfectly honest right now, you're probably confused about what it is that you need to do to actually build your fitness business. Maybe you're thinking about doing a website, shooting ads, posting on Instagram multiple times a day. What about LinkedIn? What about setting up referrals? How about what software or apps you need to set up and use to be able to actually coach your clients? Look, I totally get it. You can be confused and you could even be frustrated right now because you're trying to do so many things. Maybe you're doing everything right, but it's just not working for you. And if you want a simple, proven path that is going to be able to get you clients, to be able to get you to build your business so you have more money, so you have more meaning, and so you can have more freedom in your life, then this training is for you, because this is also going to be volume 1 of 5 volumes of coaching sessions that I have for you. In this one, we're going to go through the exact 9 steps and what we call the yellow brick road, so you know exactly what it is you need to do to be able to continue to level up and go through and building your business as well. The second volume is all about how to make sure how you can have hot leads coming through for you week in, week out, and having a system, and that's really important. So you have a system to be able to have those leads coming to you without you having to post on Instagram or say cold DM people all day, every day, because that's no fun whatsoever and it doesn't really work. And then the third volume is all about how to set up your high ticket sales funnel. This is a really in-depth training that I have for you that is so much better than what so many other people are actually paying for as well. The fourth volume is all about how do you actually earn multiple 6 figures a year working from anywhere in the world and making sure you only can do it in 20 hours or roundabouts per week. Really showing you how to coach your clients in your fitness business, whether it's online, whether it's face-to-face, or whether you want to do a hybrid method of both. And then finally, the fifth volume is all about how you are actually going to become a $1 million coach. How do you scale? Because so what's the difference between a $100,000 a year coach to $1 million a year coach? That fifth volume is where we go really deep into that as well. So the only reason why I actually know this and why I want to share this with you is because I quit personal training back in 2014. If I could be perfectly honest, I completely burnt out. I was a personal trainer in Sydney. I built a fitness business in Sydney. Then I worked in Dubai for a couple of years. I had a team of trainers working for me. I had a full book of clients and I was charging a premium, but I burnt out because it's what I call the time for money trap. Because let's be perfectly honest, if you're charging your time for money, you have a ceiling. You can only see so many clients. You can only help so many people. You can only charge so much. You can only earn so much money, and you have to be there to actually train your clients. So anytime I wanted to spend time with my family, anytime that I wanted to actually be able to go on holidays, all of that kind of stuff, I was losing money. And that's where I had an epiphany, and perfectly honest, because I completely burnt out because I was doing everything wrong. I was working hard, but I was working in the wrong model. And that's what I want to show you in this session right now. I want to show you how to go from the old model and make the switch into the new model. Because if you just get this, and if you stick with me to the end, I promise you, you're going to be able to have some very clear and easy steps to be able to build your business. Because the best thing about this is I can give you the behind the scenes secrets as to what the coaches just like you are using all around the world, in all different markets, to be able to build their fitness businesses. This is how Basil, just last week, sold $9,000 of online coaching, and he only just started. It's how Adam did a $12,000 launch, and he wasn't even a fitness professional before. It's how Callum did $39,000 of sales in just 2 days, and even how Aaron built a fitness business doing $137,000 a month, a 7-figure coach. And these are the same systems that I'm showing you in these training sessions right now. So you're going to want to stick with me because this is how we do it. And this is what I want to share with you right now. This is actually about you following along. You've got a workbook and I want you to roll up your sleeves and let's actually get to work. This is not about theory right now. This is about us actually getting to the practicalities. So the first thing I want to show with you, and this is what we use in our strategy sessions. The first thing we do with fitness professionals is have a strategy session to make sure we know what it is that you've got to work on. And this is what we need to be able to work out. So let's say, for example, there's 4 key distinct stages of a fitness professional to grow from zero to $1 million a year business. The first stage is what we call incubator. This is between $0 to $6,000 roughly per month. And this is where we know the exact things that you need to be able to work on, because most problems is here in the incubator stage is that you don't have any clarity and you don't have a clear plan to be able to get moving forward. And this is where we need to make sure we set a foundation. We make sure we position yourself so you can separate yourself from your competition, because let's be perfectly honest, there's plenty of competition out there right now. There's the most competition there's ever been. And so you need to be able to get people to come to you, and you need to separate yourself from your competition to make that happen. And then also we need to set up your sales pipeline. Secondly, between $6,000 to $10,000 a month, we call ignition. This is where we need to focus on a lead generation system and a converting offer, because this is where we go very finite and focused to make sure that we can level you. Because the entire process of what we're doing is we take you from one step to the next, to the next, to the next. This is how we make it really simple, because when we look at the $10,000 to $30,000 a month, we call the acceleration phase. This is where we need to be able to have sales systems, team building, and be efficient in your business. This is where you can't do everything that's needed to be done inside of your business without you just pulling your absolute hair out. And then we start talking about the $1 million years to $30,000 to $80,000 plus. This is where we really make sure that you have influence in the marketplace and also with your team. And then we also need to start thinking about how do you start growing your wealth and how do you start giving back as well. And so if you're just starting down at the bottom, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to walk you through what these steps really need to be so you understand. Because when you look at, let me show you this. This right now, this is one of the key teachings that we have inside of the Coaches Cartel. This is actually a sneak peek behind what's actually going on. So let's just say, for example, if you come and join and you're in the incubator stage to start off with, so $0 to $6,000 per month, we know that we need to do 3 key things to set up your lead generation. We start choosing a target market and what your offer is. We set you up with a content system so you know 6 weeks worth of content ahead of time really easily, and the type of content that's actually going to bring in leads and get you clients. And then we use something called 100 lead list. So we get 100 leads really quickly. Now, when it comes to conversion, because you'll see up here, we attract leads, we convert leads to clients, we deliver to your clients, and then we start scaling your business. I'm going to go in depth into that in just a second, but just say, for example, in the incubator, for conversions, we need to set up what we call a Calendly funnel. We show you the 2 core close methods, so you know exactly how to set up and actually have the conversations to get you to sign on high ticket clients. And in the volume where we go into sales, we go really in depth into this. And then we master chat to client, which is the simple method of if you are in the DMs, if you are in emails, if you're having a messaging sequence with someone, you're going to be able to get them to go through your sales pipeline to maximize the amount of clients that you can sign on. And then what you can see here is we have each of the steps. So depending on what level you're at, whether you're in incubator, ignition, acceleration, or abundance, we know the exact methods that you need to be using and working on so you don't have bright, shiny object syndrome. Because let's be perfectly honest right now, there are thousands of things that you could be doing. But what I want to do is I want to make sure you know the few things that you need to be able to do. This is why we need to be able to have a strategy session so you have a personalized private plan. And this is what all the other coaches that are doing such amazing things that you might be thinking, God, maybe it looks like a little bit BS. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe it looks a little bit too good to be true what our members are achieving. I totally get it. I would have thought the exact same thing not that long ago as well. But there's one more thing I really want to share with you right now. And that is going to be what we call the genius model to your business. So we know right now, if we look at this entire model is about you building your dream business. And what is your dream business at the end of the day? Well, I think it's going to be 3 key things that most of the Fit Pros that come and join us and we work together, there's 3 key things that we want to aim for. 1, I want to make sure you're earning the money that you want. I want to make sure you're having the impact through the work that you love. I want you to have the freedom to live the life that you really want. So our entire goal is to make sure that your business is going to give you the money that you want. It's going to give you the impact doing the work that you love and to give you the freedom to live the life that you want. And so if you're saying, okay, well, Chris, that sounds really good, but how do we actually make that happen? Great question. Now let's come back to what I did touch upon before, and that was number one, we need to attract in leads. Two, we need to convert those leads into clients, and then we need to deliver to those clients and do it in a way where really we can maximize your profits, we can minimize you stuck behind, say, the computer, because if you're stuck behind the computer 24/7 tearing your hair out, that's no fun. And we want to make sure that we get your clients the best possible results as well. And there's much easier, simpler ways than what so many fit pros think that they have to do to be able to do that as well. I wanted to quickly jump in and make sure that if you haven't subscribed to the show, to do so now. That way you're not going to miss any of the episodes, the strategies, or the free trainings that I've got coming for you. Also, if you want to get the book, Your First 100 Clients, or you want access to the 6-figure Fit Pro plan or the $1 million Fit Pro plan, or all three of them, just go to coachescartel.com/free group. I've got everything there for you to get access to for free inside of that group. Plus, you're going to be able to get together with all the other top fitness professionals. Now it comes to the 9 accelerators. These are the 9 steps that I want you to be able to have in place. These are the 9 things I want you just to be focused and working on, because if you have that process of working through these 9 systems, your life becomes so much easier. So what are they? Let's go into this. When it comes to attracting in leads, there's 3 things we need. There are 3 systems that we need to be able to have in place that all successful fitness businesses have in common. Number 1, it's what we call authority content. You need to be able to produce content on the right platforms with the right message, making sure you separate yourself from your competition and you get people to see you as the go-to coach. The second system is we need to be able to fill your funnel. Now, you've probably heard of sales funnels before, and we'll jump into that in just a second, but what we need to be able to do is get people to go from seeing your stuff to actually going into your sales pipeline. Now, what usually happens is a lot of fit pros are producing content, let's just say on Instagram. You're producing content on Instagram or on YouTube or on podcasts or on blogs or on Facebook or on LinkedIn or whatever. But the problem is you fall into what I call the friend zone. The friend zone is people are seeing your content, maybe they're liking it, maybe they're engaging with it, they're seeing it, but they're not taking the next steps with you. And that's the friend zone. We don't like the friend zone. We want to move past that, because then it comes to the third system that we need in place. And this is what we call microwaving leads. Okay, so what does microwaving leads mean? It means that we need to keep the leads hot and moving through the process. What usually happens is people might get hot, they might get interested in your stuff, they show a little bit of, yes, I want to take a next step, but then they go cold and your leads go cold. And when your leads go cold, your sales pipeline goes down. When sales pipeline goes down, you don't have sales. When you don't have sales, you don't have much fun because you're stressing over money. We don't want to have that whatsoever. So we need to have a system in place to keep your leads warm and moving through the system, because then that goes into, well, then how do we actually set up this system to make sure you're converting leads into clients? So stick with me. This is really good. Number 1, we need a tribe builder. We need to make sure that you're having plenty of people love what you do, see you as the absolute solution to their problems, see you as the go-to coach. And we need to be able to do this at scale. It's not just one client we want to be able to have multiple people. So that's why we need to build a tribe. Secondly, what we need to be able to do is have a system that we call the event, which simply is what is the one event you can trust on that's going to actually turn a lead into a client, that's actually going to collect their first dollar or multiple dollars when thinking high ticket programming. But when is that actual sale going to take place? What's that system that you can make the sale? We call the event. And then thirdly, and this is really important because let's be honest, there's only 24 hours in a day, we need to be able to have automation in place. Because you can't do everything, you can't do all the heavy lifting inside of your business. We need to be able to use technology to your advantage. When we have automation in place, we can have it doing tons of stuff that makes your life so much easier, which means you can actually help more people with less work as well. Now, there is the delivering side of things. And I know a lot of coaches are struggling to know, well, what they need to be able to do to actually set up the delivery properly as well. The first thing we need to be able to do is we need to be able to launch either your first program or your upgraded program. Because if you currently, let's say, doing online coaching right now, and it's not set up the way that you know that you really want it, we need to launch into the way that we use what is called the hero program that I showed you in that last yellow brick road. That hero program is how do we make you look like a hero to your clients when they just start on board, and make sure that we get that system up and running. The second system we need is what we call signature system. The signature system is your way to make sure that you get your clients the best possible results and they stay on board with you. What we need to make sure we do is not just get new clients, we need to keep your clients as well. And a lot of Fit Pros are getting clients at the start, but they're dropping off really quickly. And so the question is, and I can pose this to you, is if you have kept all of the clients that have ever signed up with you, how much money would you be making? Because when I ask that in strategy sessions, when clients are wanting to come on board and apply in, they get a little bit frustrated because that number is gigantic. They knew if they actually kept their clients that they would be earning so much more money. So that's what we do with the signature system. And then the third one, this is really important, and a lot of Fit Pros just don't think about this, is recurring income. I want you to be able to see your bank balance. I want you to have money coming in each and every month and you not having to stress about that. And this is where the process is to make sure that this is all working together. And this is the concept. This is the one thing I would just love for you to at least take away from today's training right now. And that simply is a case of, do you have all of these 9 systems working together? And now to make it really easy, I do what we call the traffic light method, which simply is going to be, where's red? Let's say red. So what we could do is we use a red, orange, green traffic light method when it comes to you. So let's go through this really quickly. You can do it right now. I'm just going to use an example. So when it comes to authority content, okay. When it comes to authority content, we look at, well, do you have it in place? Do you have a system that is making you seen as the go-to coach, and it's a content system that you can happily do and that is working? So let's just say, for example, it's not working. Well, what we do, we color that red. And stick with me, this is going to make your life real easy so you can walk away from this training knowing what it is that you need to be able to do. Filling funnel. Let's say, for example, you're producing content. Is it actually being able to get people into your funnel? Is it getting hot leads to make sure they're going to be signing onto your programs? Now, let's just say, for example, it's not working that well, but it kind of is. It's kind of there. What we do, we mark that as orange. Now, let's say microwaving leads. Do you have a system in place to keep leads hot and moving through your sales process? You might be like, Chris, actually, I don't have that system in place. So what we do, we mark that as red. And that's perfectly fine. This is just getting a diagnostic right now. Then we look at the conversion 3 systems. We go, okay, tribe builder. Are you building a tribe? Do you have people growing and seeing you as the person that is really good and they want to continue to work with? Let's say you do. We mark that as green. Amazing. Now let's say the event, the sales process. Do you have a sales process in place that you can trust is turning 7, 8, 9 leads into actual clients? And that is a where you might be like, Chris, I kind of do, but it's not the system that I really need. And it's perfectly fine. We've got the trainings to give you, but we mark that as orange. Automation. Do you have the right automation systems in place? And I've got to be perfectly honest, in the broad scheme of things, there are a lot of coaches that just do not. Launch, what we need to be able to do. Do you have a system to be able to launch your program into the marketplace to get sales very quickly and easily? And a lot of coaches, no, it's actually really easy to do, and we can show you to do that. Signature system. Do you have your signature system on board? A lot of coaches really do. It's usually just up in their heads, but the system hasn't been really fleshed out. So we mark that as orange because then we can turn it into a green. And then recurring income. Do you have a system for income to come in recurringly and continue to grow month in, month out? And a lot of coaches just might say, no, Chris, and that's perfectly fine. So really quickly, what we've done is we've done a diagnostic right now. We look at this and we go, okay, great. We know what we need to work on. We work reds first, then we work on the oranges, and then we make sure everything is working together as well. And this is how we can make your life so much easier when we have this simple process to diagnose what is working. This is what all the coaches are using. Every single coach that you see achieving the really good results have one common thing in place. Well, actually, there's two common things in place. One common thing is going to be that they all started with a strategy session, because this is the way that we can make sure you have the plan individualized to you. We can't follow cookie cutter plans right here. We need to make sure you're following what you need to do at this time. So you can wake up every day, do the couple of things that you know are going to work to grow your business. The second common thing is they just follow the system. Let's be perfectly honest. We need to be able to have the right plan. Just like someone wanting to be able to get in really good shape, well, do you follow a diet and training plan, lifestyle plan, the whole thing that's just on Google? Well, you could, and you could get really good results, but how are you going to make sure and really ensure that they're going to have the best results? And that's going to be they have the right plan. Okay, they have a plan tailored to them. They know to follow that plan. So we call that the tools, and then they have the accountability and help along the way to that they follow it. And that's exactly what we want to be able to do for you. I want to make sure you have the right plan, so you know exactly what strategies, tactics, methods, campaigns you need to be able to use. Secondly, I want to make sure you know exactly what it is to do. So when it's producing content, writing a post, shooting a video, getting a sales funnel put together, all of these things, you know how to do it, and you're not pulling your hair out and getting really confused. And then the third thing is we want to help you along the way, because we're all going to get stuck along the way. We're all going to have questions along the way, and we want to make sure that we can answer them for you. And that's exactly what we want to be able to do. But again, it all starts with a strategy session, so you have the right plan, the right tools, and the right help as well. So really easily, there's a couple of quick steps. The next training session is all about lead generation, really focusing, well, how do you have 30 plus hot leads coming through every single month as well? But the fastest path really is booking in the strategy session, making sure me and my team can actually help you go through the exact process that we've gone today. We're going to look at your genius model, and we want to make sure, well, where are you? What is red? What is orange? What is green? The other thing I want to look at, and what we do, is we look at your yellow brick road. And I want to go, well, where are you in the yellow brick road right now? And do you know the exact pain points that you need to solve? And do you know what those solutions are going to be for you? And that's exactly what we're going to be able to do on that strategy session. So firstly, I know if you're a little bit skeptical right now, and that's perfectly fine if you are, because the idea is this strategy session, it's completely free. Why is it free? Because this is the best way we can find out, can we actually help you? Also, there's nothing to buy on this first call. Quite literally, me and the team can't sell you anything on this first call, because we've got to find out, can we actually help you in the first place? So worst case scenario, you take the plan we give you and you run with it. Best case scenario, we can actually help you implement it as well. And so this is where I want you to know, the fastest path is to make sure, can I give you the plan, tools, and help for you to follow through with? Click the link below, make sure you book in your strategy session so we can help you out. And then also make sure you continue to follow through with all of these other coaching sessions that I have for you as well. Because you can 100% take these training sessions, implement it, and use it as well. But if you want the fastest and the easiest path, and the path that's most individualized to you, book in your strategy session. So click the link below, and I'm looking forward to seeing you real soon. Thank you so much for joining me in this episode. Now, the easiest next step for me and my team to be able to help you is to do what we call a strategy session. This is just a super quick call for us to do 3 things for you. Because number one, we need to figure out where it is that you want to go. How much money do you want to be earning? What's the ultimate business model that you want to be in? How do you want to be helping your clients? And really, what does success really look like for you? The second thing we need to figure out is, where are you right now? Maybe you're starting from absolute scratch. Maybe you've been in the fitness game for years. And the third thing we need to do is what everyone needs, is you need to be able to have the right plan in place, because depending on where you are and depending on where you want to go means that you need a custom plan to fit you, because I'm not a fan of cookie cutter solutions. They're not going to give you the answer that you're really looking for. So if you want to be able to jump on a quick strategy call with me and my team, all you need to do is go to coachescartel.com/apply. You'll be able to go through a quick couple of questions so we know that we can actually help you. Choose a time for your call, and then we'll be able to actually map out what it is that you need to do. And also, if you're a little bit skeptical, totally don't worry, I'm with you. I would be too not that long ago, but this is the easiest way for us to help you. There's nothing to buy on this call. This is our way of making sure that you are actually a good fit. Worst case scenario, you take the plan that we give you, you run with it and you use it yourself. Best case scenario, we're going to be able to help you implement it as well. So all you need to do now is go to coachescartel.com/apply, and I'm looking forward to chatting with you really soon, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode.